Hi, everybody. It is Skating PJ Kwong here with Carolane Soucisse and Shane Firus. How are you guys?
Good, how
Good,
are
how are you?
you?
I am great. What people don't know is that up until, let's say, 12 seconds ago, you weren't here. You were having technical issues. This whole thing with technology is so exciting. And yet, when it doesn't work to start with. But we got it figured out. Let's see. Oh, we've got one comment to start with already. I agree, Carolyn. And for anybody who wants to know all of these videos that I'm doing, these video chats live with Skating PJ, they're all going to be on my YouTube channel. In fact, this is being simulcast on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. How about that for fancy?
I didn't know YouTube Live was a thing, so that is pretty fancy.
And there are other lives too, but honestly, I can only do two at once. So let's get off to a flying start. You guys have made a move to Toronto. You've made a coaching change. Obviously, all of the coaching that you've each had up until this point and that you've had together is the reason why that you've come to be the astonishingly fantastic team that you are. But you've come to Toronto during a pandemic. So how are you keeping yourselves occupied?
Very good question. Do you want to go first?
We took the decision before. I guess of course it's a discussion we needed to have before we actually took the decision. So we talked about it before the pandemic. Of course, it is not the way we thought it was going to go. Everything went well, but we thought, we could be on the ice and start that new adventure pretty soon, and that got pretty much delayed.
Delayed a little. But I think moving actually, it has kept us really busy. We've had like a lot of stuff just to get organized, like apartments, like all that, I guess, adult stuff, like hydro, all those like stuff you have to set up before you move. So we had more time to do that, which was nice. And then other than that, we've been keeping up our gym with our osteopath. We do dance classes, and then I started biking. So our days are pretty full, so which is good. And then we normally take the weekends off, so it's kind of like a normal time, if that makes sense. Gotta trick ourselves.
Yeah.
Weekends all feel like basically the same day. I just want you to know. So good for you for differentiating the different days of the week. I also like the very grown-up artwork that you have behind you. So that means
we placed that there right before. No, I'm just kidding. This is we're at my aunt's house right now, so she got some nice stuff.
Well, thank you, Auntie. That was very nice. So we've got a couple of people that are saying hello. Here's one of them, Beth Shearer. Here's two more names, as I said, Carolane, that rascal who did a Facebook Live with me the other day with Kurt, which is on my YouTube channel, and Irina Razgulay also is on. So hi to everybody for joining us. Tell me what you're thinking of as we're in these kind of strange times. What are you guys thinking of as far as keeping in shape, as far as keeping your competitive drive moving forward?
Well, keeping in shape, like Shane said, we keep a pretty busy schedule. We make sure everything we were doing during the season while we were skating, we're still doing it right now. So we have athletes that basis, and then we do a lot of basic work to make sure we don't get injured while we're not skating. And then when we're going to go back to the ice, then all our body is ready to go
as smoothly as possible.
That's the theory, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
Now, Carol spoke to me about teams getting back on the ice. And of course, you're going to be coached by Carolane and Yoros Razgulay and their team in Scarborough once we all get back on the ice. And one of the things that she spoke about for athletes was that when we, in fact, return to the ice as skaters, it's going to be on more of a schedule as if you were returning from injury, that some fans may believe that you're going to go sort of full bore as soon as the doors open, and it's, triple run throughs of what you've been doing on the floor. So how do you guys think about what's going on? Oh, wait, I have a very important person whose message I want to show you. Oh, that's Elizabeth, who's in Ottawa. Hold on, Elizabeth. Just one sec. Do we know this person? Should this person stay on the chat?
That's my other aunt in Vancouver.
Hi,
Yeah.
Karen.
Hey.
Hi, Karen, from everybody. And then this is my friend Howard, who is from Australia. He's a huge supporter of figure skating here in this country as well. So, so tell me about that a little bit. What it's going to be like to get back on the ice.
I think it's gonna have to be like quite planned and quite gradual. I think the first week will definitely be a feeler, and then once we're kind of over our feet again, I think we'll increment up for sure. And then I think it will kind of just be different for everyone. Maybe we'll be a bit faster, slower, but as long as we take the time and do it right. I mean, with that question being said, the last year's RD. We already have a good base for most of the elements then, right? So that was a smart decision on ICU. I mean, I think it was the only decision.
Yeah, I think it was the right decision. And then also, depending on when we go back to the ice, like we might keep our free dance, we might change it. Right now, we're making plans to change it. We already started working on music, but if we only have a domestic season or like 2 or 3 competitions, like Carol told us, like we discussed with them, I don't think it will be worth wasting a program idea for
4 months. I don't know.
Yeah.
It all depends on like the timeline, right? So we're
For sure. I don't know if you know this, but there is a seniors home in Eastern Ontario. Now that you're in Ontario, the Renfrew Seniors Home, led by an absolutely avid fan named Sandra. If you could just say hi to Sandra for me, that would be great, because they're going to get this.
Well,
so watching figure skating videos is part of their recreation program, believe it or not. Figure skating
very cool.
and interviews. I think so too. So hey, Renfrew, we say hi. Elizabeth Cardosa Taylor is in Ottawa. Noemi Arsenault is, I can't remember where you are, Noemi. And then Nora Lynn McDonald from Prince Edward Island. And then Irene Earle, mother of terrific photographer Danielle Earle, is also here, as is Sandy Kovac. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. I have a couple of questions. I'm going to show you a picture, and I want you to tell me about it. Where were you, and what was this?
That was our second nationals. So that was our short dance, the year of the Rumba, where we did Enrique Iglesias' program.
Nationals in Vancouver, I think, at the Thunderbird Arena.
Yeah, that's one of our favorite short dances and one of our favorite pictures of us. So we use it a lot. We think it really reflects how we felt about the program and the connection that we have together. That so most of people know that Shane and I are a couple of the ice as well. But sometimes we get the comment like, "You guys should show it more on the ice, that you have that special connection," you know. So I think that's one of the pictures where we can really see the connection that we have on and off the ice.
So let's go way back to the beginning. You started skating together in the 2016-2017 season, if I'm not mistaken. How did you meet? How did you decide that you were going to be partners? What was the process?
Well, basically, I was skating with a girl named Lauren Collins at the time in Barrie with David Islam. And then we had decided to end our partnership. And then, so I started reaching out to people. I reached out to Keto.
And my partner, Simon Tanguy, had just quit. So I was also just skating alone by myself. And we knew each other from a long time. Like we were competing against each other for many years. So we knew each other pretty well. And then I think Shane just contacted me and asked if I wanted to do a tryout, and then I said, yeah, sure, why not? And then he came to Montreal.
Sorry, this is our dog. He's looking at like a squirrel outside the window.
Unfortunately, my dog can't see out the window. He is lying right now sort of beside me, and I'm hoping he's going to keep his yap shut, because he can. Listen, I have a great question. So this is from Shauna Langbarnes. She's curious about you joining Carolane Uros's team, and leaving some of the best coaches in the world. I want to answer to that a little bit. Thing is, in Canada, we're really lucky because we have lots of the best coaches in the world across all disciplines, certainly in ice dance. And Marie-France and Patrice are part of the reason that you have become the legendary team that you have become. But when people are looking at making a change of scenery, what kinds of things go into that process?
That's a very good question. I mean, Marie and Patch and Carolane and Pascal, all amazing coaches. And
Yep.
for us, it wasn't really a decision about getting better coaches. It was more about, yeah, as you said, change. Like, I'm a big fan of like chaos. So I think for us, we just needed a little injection of something.
Yep.
And it's not that we weren't finding it in Montreal, but we felt that we would be able to get it better somewhere else. So that's kind of what we decided. I think, yeah, we were thinking like maybe we would stay or if we should go, but then when we really just thought about it and looked deep, we definitely wanted to change it up and mix it up for these next couple of years coming up before the Olympics.
Yeah, like we said, like we're in Montreal. It's an amazing team. It's a huge team as well. We have a lot of friends there, but also it is not easy to train with people all the time like you have direct competitions with. I mean, I think at some point it brings a lot of motivation, but for us it was more at a point where it was distracting us a little bit and we were not completely focused on ourselves, on what we like, our goals, and we felt like we were losing a bit of the focus we needed for the next 2 years coming up for Olympics, and that was very important for us. And so this is one of the reasons why also we decided to move to get a bit more into our zone, into our bubble, and then get also the great support. I know Carol and Firus and all the team will be amazing for that, and they've already showed us that they can do great things with us. So we're really excited about that.
What some people don't understand, I think, about figure skating is the fact that as much as you're competitors with each other at a competition and on the ice, it's actually a very close family. So you get to run into people with whom you're competing, obviously, but also you're sharing experiences. So let's talk a little bit about the skating family and how that has helped shape you as people.
Yeah, I'd say like skating's pretty cool because at every competition I find everyone's very supportive and there's really is no like animosity between people. It's not like you're going on the ice and people are like
trying to hurt each other.
I hope you trip or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, like everyone I find is really supportive of each other and they want to win, obviously, and like they want to do well. Sure. They don't want the other person to skate badly to win, I think.
Yeah, no one.
For most people.
Yeah, no one wants to win, I think.
On someone's worst day.
On someone's worst day. Like that's not a victory. That's pretty much just luck.
It's just a medal. It's not a victory. Yeah. You're absolutely right. So let's go for a second to, let's just see if I did this wrong. I did probably. Just a moment, please. I'm getting all kinds of... I've got all my buttons here. Oh, there we go. There's my button I'm trying to get rid of. I want you guys to take a look at this photo. What was that like?
Oh, I mean, this is so many emotions coming up when we see this picture. First of all, we're very proud. It was our first national medal, and
yeah, which is awesome.
We're very lucky just to have a national medal, especially for Canada. Like the field is so deep, and it's been for so many years. We fought for a long time to get that medal. I mean, we didn't get it the way we wanted to. We didn't maybe get the one we wanted to, but we still got a national medal, and I think that's a great accomplishment for us. And but yeah, those nationals were all over the map, emotionally wise. We've had some good stuff coming out of it. We really put the right intention. Every time we go to a competition, we really establish an intention and the energy we want to put on the ice. And I think we succeeded at that for those nationals. Unfortunately, there was a lot of mistakes that happened. That also brings the feeling of the medal a bit down, but we're still very proud of what we were able to put out there.
Totally.
Even with the mistakes.
Well, the quality of the material has always been amazing. So, you know, we all have good days and bad days. It doesn't matter what our chosen vocation is. So the fact that unfortunately the bad day happened to be on the day of the week that you had to compete, that's the unfortunate part. But it does not minimize the amount of work it took to get there, nor the quality of the work that you had. So I've got a great question coming from legendary blogger Ryan Stevens. You guys probably know him from skateguardblogspot.com, legendary historical blogger. So he wants to know the favorite places where you've traveled.
For me, well, I love going to Japan every time. We were lucky enough to have NHK the last 2 years. First in Hiroshima, and then this year was in Sapporo. And both of those were like pretty sweet. I was a big fan. And then probably my other favorite place would be probably Taipei. I thought that was a very, very cool city. It was a good mix of like, I don't know, just like, it was a good vibe to it, I found. Very good vibe. And yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Taipei that was very unique. It was a country where you feel like you're in a different places than home, but it doesn't feel as much
foreign.
Yeah, foreign as other Asian countries sometimes. I do feel for me, sometimes I get a little homesick, and then I felt really at home in Taipei. It was great.
This is a great question that's coming in from somebody. This is the logo for Pure Maple Water. I'm sorry you can't see it better, but I did my best. And one of the things that I want to talk about is the fact that skaters and athletes of all stripes have a very difficult time sometimes getting sponsorships. So, like Philip Greenwood says, tell me about Maple Water. What is it? How are you involved with it? What kind of sponsorship do you have? Because sponsorship is something that's very important, and I think will be very important going forward into whatever happens after the pandemic. People are going to need financial. So that is, turn it around so I can see the.
So that's the product. We can't really see because of the.
There it is. Now we could.
So actually, it's Shane's aunt that saw them in a grocery store one day.
I think a Whole Foods.
Yeah, in Vancouver. And then she started talking to them about the products, and then she started talking about Shane and Liam. Of course, she's very proud of her nephews for really good reasons. And then they were interested in knowing more, and then so they contacted us, and they were very happy to partner with us. And their factory is in Quebec because it's a maple based
maple based
product.
Like maple tree based.
Yeah, so basically what they do is like they tap the tree. And then, so it's like the same process as maple syrup pretty much. So they get the water, and then instead of like boiling it down and adding sugar, like for maple syrup, it's just, they pasteurize it pretty much for like 5 seconds. And then that's kind of what we drink. So it's exactly that. And yeah, it's really good. It's like a natural Gatorade.
Yeah, it has natural sugars. We know that some other maple water adds sugars to them. This one has no sugar. So this is why we really like it. So yeah, it gives a lot of energy, electrolytes, and all of this. And for me, especially, I can't drink. Like, I have the hardest time getting water intakes and liquids, and this was a great discovery for me because it has a bit of sugar in it, and I'm a bit of a sweet tooth. So it's easier for me to drink it, and I have like the appeal of the drink. And then I get my water intake and liquid, so it's great for the training. And
so do you feel, I mean, you've got, like, for instance, we have Sandy here who is commenting on having been a medical volunteer at ACI. She saw you guys. She thinks you guys are amazing. So the support that skaters get. Thank you, Sandy, for that. That's lovely. We all hope to get back on the ice soon. So to have support as far as fans go, as far as coaches go, as far as sponsors go, and family, um, does it all sort of work together as far as helping you guys on the ice, or where does one thing stop and another thing start?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's kind of like it's all a big cohesive unit, I would say. I mean, definitely you have your inner circle, your team that you're on a daily touch with. So for us, Carol and Eurus, as well as our people we work with off ice, that's kind of like our first unit. And then family, I would say, is very close to that. And then like for us, we want to keep kind of, I guess, posting so that fans can kind of still be engaged and get something, because we're like a lot of competitions were canceled, World is canceled, and I'm sure more will be. So it's just it's going to be tough for everyone to see like how we get back to quote unquote normal and what that normal will actually look like for the fans and for the skaters, for the judges, for everyone.
So your brother Liam is an Olympian. What did he tell you about the experience? And obviously you have your sights set on going to Beijing in 2022.
Yeah. Well, for him, what was that? Yeah, so I think it was Patrick, Kevin, and then Liam got a third spot because we had 3 spots for men that year, and he said it was the best experience of his life. I actually went to go watch him with my mom, and yeah, it was a really surreal experience. Very cool to watch. Just he was actually the first skater out of the gate. So it was pretty nerve-wracking, but yeah, he said it was amazing, and that, yeah, unlike anything else in the world, pretty much.
Who was your favorite announcer at that Olympics? Hint.
Obviously you, of course.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm just totally teasing. It is a really cool experience, and if that's where you're hoping to head, I sure hope that you guys get there. That would be amazing. Now, this is one of my favorite questions. Business on top, PJs on the bottom. Who's in? I've got actually pajama bottoms on, but a really kind of classic top, I thought. I didn't wear sequins today because I thought it was too early. Is it ever too early for sequins? But what about you guys? Are you guys getting dressed? Are you guys staying in sort of sweat clothes all day? You look very presentable today. Your parents would both be proud. I'll be proud, I mean. So tell me what your daily routine is like.
Well, I think it really depends on the day. So weekends are more pajamas, I feel. But yeah, during the week, like I think the both of us, we really try to get dressed and do our activities in actual living clothes, just to try to like trick the brain. So
well, I mean, I always like we try to keep a busy schedule, so we have always like yoga, workout, or ballet or whatever. So I always wear leggings and like whatever I wear for training. Usually that's what I'm wearing every day, even though I'm not going on the ice, because first that's comfortable, and then I can do anything with it. I could stay on the couch, or I can do my yoga and my options. So it's as comfortable as my PJ. So
I've got to just show you one great comment. This is from the same woman that wanted to know about your change of location. So we all believe that you are a gift to Canada. So it is just like amazing to have you guys here and have you guys out competing internationally. I have another photo that I'd like you to comment on, and it's this photo. I mean, it obviously was a huge step up for you guys. There, of course, is the late Chris Reed, far right. That was the first and only dance medal that's been won for Japan at the Four Continents Championships. But tell us a little bit about that experience.
That was probably the greatest moment of our career
so far.
Together, so far.
Yeah.
Together and also not together. I think it is such a huge honor to be able to step on that podium, and we know how few people get that chance. And of course, like that year, we were not focusing on the Olympics. Of course, we were just starting our journey together. So we knew we were probably not going to go to Olympics that year. But we were really lucky to be able to go to 4 continents and get that opportunity to show, even though we were not going to Olympics, to show what we were able to do, and then to really be able to do it at that moment.
Yeah, deliver.
And step on the podium and just show also ourselves and show our country and fans that we are able to step up to pressure and we are able to perform under those circumstances. And that was really a proud moment, I think, for us.
Yeah, that was a highlight.
Got to tell you, Yvonne Wolf wants to know who's going to be making your costumes this season. And your coach, Carolane, what is your favorite outfit that you've worn? By the way, you sent me some sensational pictures, including that green dress, which I saw live, which I love. So favorite dress that you've worn so far? Maybe I've even got it.
I favorite dress. I would say, the green one was a really good one, because it was at the beginning. First, I was working with Mathieu Caron, the designer, and then with Marie-France, and then Marie-France came up with, "Oh, I would like you to have a green dress." And then I looked at her and I was like, "Green? Like, I don't think I could wear green." And then finally she's like, "No, but maybe, an emerald green." And then we talked about, I came up with the most, like, the picture of what I would like, and then Mathieu put everything together. And once the dress was made, then everyone was just like, "Holy moly, like, this dress is so nice." And it was gorgeous. It was amazing. It was a really amazing dress, and the green was the best choice I have ever made in my career. So yeah, I would say it's this one.
Do you know what's so interesting about dresses? Back in my day as a skater, people never wore green dresses, and apparently it's a tradition also in the theater. It was considered very bad luck, and that bad things would happen to you if you wore a green dress. But honestly, if you could wear a green dress like the way you wear a green dress, nothing bad's going to happen. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So tell me one tidbit about yourselves off the ice that people don't know.
What about for me? For me, I don't know, I've gotten pretty big into biking now, so I think I'll probably keep doing that a lot. Yeah, it's really fun to bike, so that's kind of a neat thing about me, I guess. I also read a lot, so big biker, big reader.
What's your most recent book that you've read?
12 Rules of Life, I believe, or 12 Rules. Can't remember. It's by Jordan B. Peterson.
And your favorite rule?
Favorite what?
Favorite rule that you've gotten to?
I'm not all the way done yet, but I guess from what I've read so far, it's I guess one of them is stand up tall. So like he states kind of like a general thing, and then he goes on like a huge tangent, so it gets a little convoluted. But yeah, stand up tall. I mean, just hold yourself the way you want to be, you would like to be seen, and how you want others to see you. So I mean, I think
this
that
is
applies.
A great question from Tina Leininger. Mountain or road riding?
Right now I have my aunt's old road bike, so road bike.
Good for you. Does it have training wheels?
I just took them off, so
that would be for me, the training wheels.
What's that?
That would be for me, the training wheels. I'm not a big I love biking, but I'm not good at it. I don't know why.
I'm not either, to tell you the truth. I even need a helmet on a stationary bike. So Carolane, tell me about something that people don't know about you. What are some of your hobbies? What do you like to do when you're not at the rink?
I mean, most of the time when we're not at the rink, we like relax, we watch Netflix, or we eat. So I like to cook a lot. I like to bake. Yeah, I do like to eat. So I bake a lot. I like to make cakes and stuff like that. And for the rest of the cooking, actually, Shane worked in a restaurant before, so he taught me a couple of things. And then now I enjoy more cooking. And then just trying different stuff. And he's a big adventurous for that type of stuff. So he brings me into things that I would not try if he wasn't there. So cooking is a big thing for me. I'm a big fan of the Friends TV show, of course, as a lot of people, I'm pretty sure. But I think I've seen it overall 20 times, and I keep watching it.
Friendsaholic.
Every day. And then during this quarantine, one thing that I've never really took the time to do that now I'm doing every day is yoga. And I do feel it's a good way to keep my body healthy and keep my mind healthy as well. Sometimes, just to focus on the breathing and just being in the moment is a good exercise to do in these kind of difficult times.
Totally.
I want to know from each of you, it's my last question, I promise. What is the first thing you would like to do once it's safe for everybody to go out again?
Go for, honestly, I'm an athlete, of course, but go for a drink with friends on like a terrace or something,
Right.
I think that's one of the first things. Go do something with friends and all gather together.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be the first thing I would do.
I lied. Go ahead, Shane.
Yeah, I think it would be something very similar. I would just start hugging, every random person on the street that I see. That'd be my go-to.
And then we have to then visit Shane in the big house because he's been picked up for assaulting people. Just random strangers, just hugging
them. Yeah.
So Ryan loves the show Friends. Before we move on to just the last topic, Lois Sullivan, who is your favorite Friends character?
Oh, that's so difficult.
You can only choose one.
I can only choose one.
You have to say one from a burning building. Who do you save?
Do you want me to give you a hint?
Maybe I'd say maybe Chandler.
Oh, wow.
Or something.
Wrong.
I don't know. I love them all. They're all so different.
I choose
Rachel.
Joey.
Rachel's the one. Hello. Maybe Phoebe. Maybe.
Yeah. Rachel has the biggest character growth, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
She started pretty shallow, and then she ended up the season as a grown-up person. So maybe Rachel for that.
You say shallow like it's a bad thing. Hello. I've made a career on it. No big deal. Okay, guys, final question from Norlin McDonald. How do you pick your competition music? And I want to know about your inspiration as well. Good question. Norlin, that's great.
Yeah, it's well, what we found so far with working with Carol, it's a big it's kind of like a big collaboration. So we bring ideas, the coaches bring ideas, and then we kind of, I guess, just play off each other for what the general direction or theme of what we're thinking is. So
we go with stuff that songs that we like or artists that we like, and then also what style we think would suit us best, and then after that we do like a big brainstorm, and then we just bring everything together. But yeah, we usually it's a mashup of what we think, our ideas, and then what the coaches think. And sometimes we will hear something season, and then we'll just write it down. And it might come up as a show program, might come up as an actual program, and it depends what the year brings. And also we go a lot with the previous year, so with what we've done, what worked for us, and then we kind of try to go with not something similar, but sometimes, not necessarily something completely different, because I know last year we did something very, very different with the weekend program or tango, and it was good for growth, but it was not our style, and this is how we discovered it. So now we're just kind of trying to not go back to this.
Did You know what, guys? This has been an amazing conversation. Thank you so much for joining me. People, if you want to re-watch this video, you're going to be able to watch it on my YouTube channel or on Facebook as well. What's the puppy's name?
Oh, that's interesting because his name is PJ.
I knew it. There would finally be somebody named something after me. It's after me, right? You can just say yes.
Actually, it's Prince Junior, but
sure.
we call him PJ.
Yeah.
I was going to say burst my bubble. That's fine. Don't worry about that at all. Listen, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Welcome to Ontario. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'm sure we'll talk soon. Bye, everybody. Welcome to Ontario.
Thank you. Hey, it was fun.